Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapyat Sarvam, Trilokyam Sacharacharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Twameva Bandhuscha Sakha Twameva Twameva Vedya Dravinam Twameva Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Jai Guru. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So where are we in our text?
We're in chapter 70, and on Howard's book, it's page 338.
Okay. 338.
And it's at the questioner, how can one live without emotions?
Okay, thank you, Mark. Questioner, how can one live without emotions? Maharaj, you can have all the emotions you want, but beware of reactions, of induced emotions. Be entirely self-determined and ruled from within, not from without. Okay, so let's stop here. The word in Sanskrit is vairagya, which is frequently translated as dispassion. Many people think it means we don't have any feelings anymore. And Swamiji always used to say, no, the emotions are the palette of the human personality. So, aragya means no feelings. A rock is aragya, it hasn't got any feelings. The prefix, is a superlative. It means we take our feeling nature to a higher plane. And so what Maharaj is talking about is we want to let go of the kinds of feelings that are our reactions to the phenomenal world. The cause of it, spiritual ignorance, what we call anyonya adhyasa, mutual superimposition. We've talked a lot about superimposing upon the self the qualities of the not self. But the other half of it is I superimpose upon the phenomenal world my own essential nature. Sat. I think the people, places, things, and conditions are out there and they are real. And they have existence apart from consciousness, apart from me. Chit. Sentience. I think there are sentient beings out there which are separate from me.
Sometimes I like their sentience and sometimes I don't like their sentience. And the most dastardly one, Ananda, bliss. You make me happy. You make me unhappy. When in truth, it's my mind covered by ignorance that takes the phenomenal world as separate and real. What Maharaj would say is it's all consciousness, it's all Chaitanya. Nobody really gets hurt. It's just a movie. That doesn't mean we don't have feelings. Doesn't mean we can't appreciate beauty. But the example I used to use, I've got to get a modern update because I don't go to the movies anymore. But one of my favorite movies of all time was the Bette Midler movie, Beaches. Did you ever see that one?
A million years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And she sings, wind beneath my wings, and her best friend dies of cancer. When people come out of the theater into the lobby and there are tears pouring down people's face, they go, "Oh, it was such a good movie. It was so sad." And look what's happening. There's the richness of emotion and enjoyment at the same time. Now, why do we have some movies as PG-13?
So kids don't watch it.
And why shouldn't kids watch it?
I don't know.
Well, it may have sex in it. God
That's not-
forbid they know about sex. But the other piece of it is if there's a lot of violence,
Mhm.
children can't see that it's not real. It scares them. We'll see. Grown-ups can go to a splooge movie. I call them splooge movies. That's the sound the knife makes when it goes into someone's chest and the blood comes out. Some people like those things, but they know it's not real. So we don't externalize the phenomenal world as the cause of my reactivity. Sarva Maya, Sarvamana. It's all Maya. And in the end, it's all bliss. Brahma Satyam Jagam Mithya. Brahman alone is real. Phenomenal world is mithya, illusory, literally a lie. What's really here? Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. All this Sarvamidam. Kalu verily is Brahman. Take it easy. Don't worry. It's all God. Now let's see what Maharaj says. Going on.
Merely giving up a thing to secure a better one is not true relinquishment. Give it up because you see the valuelessness. As you keep on giving up, you will find that you grow spontaneously in intelligence and power and inexhaustible love and joy.
So before we go on, he's referring to Shama, that peaceful state of mind when it rests in steady contemplation of the goal. after having again and again detached itself from the chaos of the sense objects through a steady contemplation of their defects, their doshas. What's the defect of the phenomenal world? Well, we can start, place to start for beginners. Fundamental impermanence. Everything is transitory. And as we go deeper in the practice, we begin to see in the end, not only is it transitory, but it has no real existence apart from consciousness. And the substratum is never touched. So what Maharaj is saying is real renunciation is always the fruit of insight, vipassana. And if you are taking a vipassana retreat, that's just the Pali. The Sanskrit, same word, vipassana. V, again, that same prefix, the superlative. And drish pashyati means to see profoundly. The classic Hindu tale is the person's digging in the field and he finds the chintamani, the wish-fulfilling gem. That's yourself. But not knowing what it is, he discards it and he digs around some more and he finds some pieces of broken colored glass. And in his illusion and delusion, he thinks they're precious gems. That's you and me. It's you and me. Any thoughts, any questions? Going on.
Questioner, why so much insistence on relinquishing all desires and fears? Are they not natural? Maharaj, they are not. They are entirely mind-made. You have to give up everything to know that you need nothing, not even your body. Your needs are unreal and your efforts are meaningless. You imagine that your possessions protect you. In reality, they make you vulnerable. Realize yourself as away from all that can be pointed at as this or that. You are unreachable by any sensory experience or verbal construction. Turn away from them. Refuse to impersonate. Questioner, after I have heard you, what am I to do? Maharaj, only hearing will not help you much. You must keep it in mind and ponder over it and try to understand the state of mind which makes me say what I say. I speak from truth. Stretch your hand and take it. You are not what you think yourself to be. I assure you. The image you have of yourself is made up from memories and is purely accidental. Questioner, what am I? What I am is the result of my karma. Maharaj, what you appear to be, you are not. Karma is only a word you had learnt to repeat.
So let's stop there. The dharma of the body is karma. The dharma of the self is Satchidananda. Let me see if I can give a more mundane example. If you dream that you are locked in a jail cell, in your dream you got a DUI, they took you off to jail in San Francisco. Do they still have the jail on Bryant Street?
Yeah.
How do you know that? You dream, there you are overnight. Oh my God. So in the dream, there's cause and effect. You got a DUI and you're in the jail on Bryant Street and you're tasked to struggle to get out of jail. Cause and effect. But what happens when you wake up? Did the jailer come and let you out? No. Oh man, that was so vivid. What a weird dream. But upon awakening, oh, I was safe here in my bed the whole time. So what Maharaj is saying, karma is a law that only applies to the dream of this world. Now, those of us who studied Mandukya Upanishad, traditionally always study with the Gaudapada Karika, the gloss written by Gaudapada. And in the first chapter, the Agama Prakarana, he goes through the mantras. There's only 12. And he breaks them down. He talks about how the mind has 3 states, waking, dream, and deep sleep. And the Turiya, the 4th, is the awareness in which the 3 mind states occur. Then in the second chapter, which is titled Vaitatya, falseness, Gaudapada says, well, actually, we don't have 3 mind states. We only have 2, deep sleep and dream. We subdivide dreaming. There's nighttime dreaming and there's daytime dreaming. And then when we get to the 4th Karika, the 4th verse, he says, the phenomenal world, the one you and I see in the waking state, is quite unreal. And the proof of its unreality is that you can see it. What? Yeah. You have the adage, seeing is believing. Well, in Vedanta, no. If you can see it, I will tell you what it is that you see. Imagination. It has prior non-existence, it has momentary appearance, and then subsequent non-existence. All of it, without exception. That includes your physical body, all your feelings, all your thoughts, all your memories, and the phenomenal world, without exception. Only the subject is real. Now, to hear it from the teacher or the scripture is what we call paroksha jnana, indirect knowledge, just like Maharaj has said. That's important. But you and I then must continue to investigate. Be ruthless. And then what he's driving at is long as we hang on to the import, the value of the phenomenal world. This is the power of Maya. We're unable to apprehend the substratum. As long as we think the snake is real, especially if I'm smooching that snake. I will be unable to see the rope upon which the imaginary snake is superimposed. Now, I like to say that self-realization gives us two things. The first is what I call existential freedom. You're safe. You're always safe. Even dying is completely safe, as Ram Dass said. Nothing's going to harm you. The second thing, I finally found out where happiness is. Happiness is the mind free from the tyranny of kama, of craving. The mind easily rests in the self, the fountainhead, the source, the wellspring of all bliss. When I quit grasping at the world. In the end, it's so very simple. Such is the power of Maya. I can hear this over and over and over, and I can believe it. I may even taste it. But something in the world comes along. What?
That's a good, I relate to the,
I was watching this video. It was so interesting. It was this fellow who had these various rugs that had all these optical illusions. It was like these stairs going down into a hole, and one of them had what looked like this whirlpool thing. Now, the cats knew what it was. The cats would just walk right across. The dogs wouldn't. They'd stop and they go, they thought it was real. Fascinating. So the yogi is like the cat. Just walk across. The Buddha, the fool, me, we're like the dog who thinks the pattern on the rug is real. Maya Shakti, the power of illusion. Going on.
Maharaj, you have never been, nor shall ever be a person. Refuse to consider yourself as one. But as long as you do not even doubt yourself to be Mr. So-and-so, there is little hope. When you refuse to open your eyes, uh, what can you be? What can you be shown? Questioner, I imagine karma to be a mysterious power that urges me towards the perfection. Maharaj, that's what people told you. You are already perfect, here and now. The perfectible is not you. You imagine yourself to be what you are not. Stop it. It is the cessation that is important, not what you are going to stop.
Yes. So
Hmm.
the equipment, the body, mind, intellect, with its illusory ankriti, ego sense, is by definition finite and illusory. To attempt to perfect the equipment is like trying to count to the highest number. I counted to 4 trillion this morning. I did 4,000,000,001. You can never reach the highest number. And then I can't believe this because my mind just couldn't comprehend it. When I went back to school in the 90s, when I was in school 30 years prior, my SAT scores on math were such that I didn't have to take any math, but they changed the requirements. I had to take a math course in my 40s. So I took this math course, which they called it Math for Poets. And it was basically, mathematical concepts. Wasn't like algebra or stuff like that. And they talked about what somebody help me out here if I screw this up. But there were real numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's the unreal numbers, which are the numbers that are between like 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. The number of real numbers is infinite. But in between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 is an infinite number of unreal numbers. The fractions, how fractional can you make it? So there are different sizes of infinity. The number of real numbers is infinite. The number of unreal numbers is infinite, but it's a bigger infinity. I don't get it. It's just, I think I explained that. But that's what it's like to try to be a goody-goody. You're never going to make it. You're never going to make it. Now, does that mean I don't work on purification of the mind? Yes and no. We need some dimension of chitta shuddhi, purity of mind, in order to realize the self. Self is like zero, it just is. And there's like nothing there. So, chitta shuddhi, purity of mind. The example I like to use, can't do it anymore, but if you go into the dining room, you'll see that I have sheer curtains. 10 years ago, I had lace curtains. Do you remember my lace curtains?
Yes.
So from the outside, you can't see in. But from the inside, you can see through the lace down on the patio. Now, it's not quite the same as if I pull the curtains back, then I have direct vision through the window. So this purity of mind is relative. The only time the mind is completely pure is near Vikalpa Samadhi. And it's not necessary.
What a relief.
Yeah. Tanu manasaha will do. Tanu manasaha means thinness of mind. As long as your mind is thin enough that there's some space between one thought and the next. Swamiji used to say, when the last thought has thoughted before the next thought starts thoughting. In that momentary quiet, with the attentive faculty, turn within. Go on. Who are you? Who or what is it that sees the thoughts and the space between the thought. You see, there's no person there. But you are there. My favorite term comes from Yoga Vasishta, Chid Akasha, the space or the sky of pure awareness. Don't believe me? Look. And that's always who you are. It's always who you've been. Now, in those moments of recognition, pratyabhijnanam, where did the person go? Jim or Howard or Natasha or Mark? Poof. So the person, this is really weird. One of the terms for it is chaya. Chaya means a shadow. It only appears when you don't look at it. It's an assumed self. It's not a perceived self. Do you understand the distinction? Yes, no?
Well, which is what is not being looked at?
The ego. You can't see the ego.
Mm,
It only, you think it's there when you're looking out. I see the table. I hear the traffic. I smell the incense. I think there's a being, an entity, Jim. Oh, let's go find him. Now introvert the attentive faculty. Go look for this Jim or Natasha or Howard. And you can't find a being called Natasha, Howard, or Jim. Doesn't exist. Don't believe me. Look. You can find qualities of the body, qualities of memory, qualities of thought and feeling, and I attribute those to a phony self that doesn't exist. Don't believe me. Go try to find a person. You can find your body, but your body can't be you because you're the knower of your body. Take a deep breath. Don't you know the breath in the body the same way you know the bowl on the table? Subject, object. You cannot be the body. Do you have any aches and pains in the body today? Yes, no?
Yes,
Who knows them?
I do.
Were they there a few days ago? No. You saw them come. You will see them go. You are not the pains in the body. Who is it who knows all that stuff? We'll find out. I'm not making this up. Go to your direct experience. This is what Maharaj is driving at. All right, going on,
Oh, sorry, just,
please.
you started with saying that what you don't pay attention to shows it, what was that phrase again? What you don't give attention to shows up, or what you don't see is present. What was it?
I don't know what you're talking about here.
Do you remember, Howard?
Yeah, I said your personality shows up when you don't look when you're not looking.
Yes, it's assumed.
Yeah, the ego.
Yeah, it's like a shadow.
Yeah.
A shadow only appears when you don't shine light on it.
So the egos only appears when you don't shine light on
The
it.
light of investigation, of awareness on it. When you look outward at the phenomenal world of objects, the subtle world of feelings and thoughts, the mind assumes that there's a Jim or Natasha or a Howard. But you can't go find an entity, a being. That's why I almost never use the term Jivatman. Jivatman is the individual soul, the transmigrating soul.
Mhm.
I prefer to use the language that Gaudapada uses, Jiva Bhavana. Bhavana means an attitude or a feeling. There's certainly the feeling that I'm a person, but that's all that it is. It's not an entity, it's a feeling.
Feeling.
And go ahead.
No, sorry, it's just, there's something specific about that I feel like if I can, it's like I know all the other, like, you're reminding me of things like I know and then I forget, and then I know and forget, but I don't deeply know. But this thing that you said is like, I feel like if I could if I could, I need to write it down so I can contemplate it, because there's something about it for me that I could have like it will help, is what I'm saying. Is like, it's the, it, can you say the opposite of what you said? Like, so you said the, if you're, what'd you say, Howard? It was this,
The ego or your your body, your personality shows up when you're not looking at it.
when you're not, it shows up when you're not looking at it. And the
Yes.
flip side would be,
When you look at it, it falls. That's the power
Okay.
of Ramana Maharshi's great practice. Koham, who am I? Go looking for Natasha, and she'll disappear. It's like shining a light on a shadow, because she's not real.
Yeah, there's something about how you said it this time that I hadn't thought of before, but it's like if I go looking at who Howard is and I see and there's feelings and there's memories and there's my body, and but none of that comes together. I mean, in some ways it does all fall apart. And yeah, that's a hadn't thought of it that way before.
It's an amalgam,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's a constantly changing amalgam.
Because right in the moment, those things are all memories in a way.
Yeah.
There's nothing right in this moment that is the constant except for
There is something real. There is a knower
yeah.
of it all, which can never be known as an object. It's like trying to see your eyes. No person has ever seen their own eyes. But you don't say, well, I've never seen my eyes, therefore seeing isn't happening. Of course it's happening. But you are not unknown. How do you know you were you? And I don't mean your body. I mean the real subject. Not ahankriti, ahankara, not the made up self, but aham, I. What do the Upanishads say about I? I am Atma Brahma. What does that mean? This self is Brahman. It doesn't become Brahman. And the self is not something I see like a lump. Oh, yes, I was in meditation and I saw it. It was a little flame the size of my thumb in my heart, just like the Kathopanishad says. There it is. Yeah, that's myself. Oh, you saw a little flame the size of your thumb? Yes, Guruji. Who saw it? I did. So one self saw another self? Wait, don't confuse me, Guruji. Who are you? This is the great power of Atma Vichara. Investigate with a subtle mind. What is my essential nature? That wonderful Zen koan. What was your face before your mother's birth? All right, going on.
Okay. Questioner. Did not karma compel me to become what I am? Maharaj, nothing compels. You are as you believe yourself to be. Stop believing. Questioner. Here you
Now,
are.
let me push back on that.
Okay.
My false identity is as I believe it to be.
As opposed to,
Who you are is not a belief. Who you are is a direct experience.
you are as you believe yourself to be.
Your false identity is as you believe it to be. The self is not something you make up. It's not another imagination.
Mhm.
So my dear friend, remember Susan?
Yeah.
So she came from a Jewish family, and what she said to me is Jewish parents never compliment their children because it attracts the evil eye. I think that's fascinating.
Mhm.
But the end result is a whole generation of kids with low self-esteem. Now, my friend Puneet, he was raised with the idea, you're the best.
Mhm.
What a concept.
Much healthier,
Yeah.
So, but these are all opinions about the body, the behavior, the personality, stuff like that. They're not true about the self. And the point I'm getting at, any attempt to find perfection by trying to fix the equipment, by all means, work on developing a good character, simply out of compassion for the rest of us. Don't be an asshole. But there's no real freedom in it. The freedom that Maharaj is talking about is get out. See that you've never been the body, mind, intellect. the bodies, the equipments. Now, here's the great paradox. Swamiji always used to say, the way to heal the mind is to get out of the mind. The ulcerated sores of the psyche heal when we have this profound shift in our identification. Where does the identification take place? In the mind. It's the mind that realizes. It's the mind that has this profound aha. Profound aha doesn't affect yourself. Yourself is still there watching all this. But all the struggle ceases. And the mind then assumes what I would call its natural state that most of us run around in is quite unnatural. It's neurotic. And it's rooted in delusion. All right, going on.
Questioner. Here you are sitting on your seat and talking to me. What compels you is your karma. Maharaj. Nothing compels me. I do what needs doing. But you do so many unnecessary things. It is your refusal to examine that creates karma. It is the indifference to your own suffering that perpetuates it. Questioner.
Ooh, it is the indifference to your own suffering that perpetuates it. That is marvelous. Going on.
Questioner. Yes, it is true. What can you put an end to? What can put an end to this indifference? Maharaj. The urge must come from within as a wave of detachment or compassion. Questioner, could I meet this urge halfway? Maharaj, of course. See your own condition, see the condition of the world. Questioner, we are told about karma and reincarnation, evolution and yoga, masters and disciples. What are we to do with all this knowledge? Maharaj, leave it all behind you. Forget it. Go forth unburdened with ideas and beliefs. Abandon all verbal structures, all relative truth, all tangible objectives. The absolute can be reached by absolute devotion only. Don't be half-hearted.
Now, let me stop there. So why do we have the teaching of reincarnation and karma and merit and demerit, punya and papam? In the Vedas, it's scriptural. And the best example I have is it is a partial truth which is useful for people in ignorance. So when I studied astronomy in the 7th and 8th grade, there was the sun and the planets were revolving around them, and gravity was making these circular or elliptical orbits. Is that the way you were taught?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not true. The truth is, according to modern astrophysicists, is the sun is supermassive and it curves space-time. So it's as if you took a bowling ball and you put it on a rubber sheet, and then you take a little ball and you roll it in and it goes like that. What it's really doing is heading towards the mass in the bottom. There is no force called gravity.
What?
Yes. Mass bends the fabric of space. Now, that's mind-boggling when you think about it. Yeah. I didn't make this up. I believe you too. There is no force called gravity. But it's a useful notion for our vyavaharika, our everyday transactions. My suggestion, don't drop a bowling ball on your foot. Likewise, karma is a useful idea for people who are completely identified with the body or the body plus the subtle body. But here is the truth. If I walk down Grand Avenue, the sidewalk at night, and one of the street lights are out, and I see a mugger, he's very tall, he's wearing a leather jacket, and I'm frightened. And I think, what should I do? Cross the street, go back. And I'm a compassionate fellow. So I'm thinking, well, he probably comes from a dysfunctional family. He was raised with violence, generations of dysfunction. I have compassion for him. Cause and effect. And then a car comes up behind me, and there's no mugger there. It's just a lamppost. So Swamiji used to say reincarnation is the genealogy of the ghost in the post. From the standpoint of the absolute, it's not real. Or back to the dream that you dream you got the DUI and are in prison. Cause and effect. From the standpoint of the waker, asat, unreal. Why is this important? If you are trying to be a holy person, if you want to be like the saints, and you want to transform your personality into something that is holy and good and saintly, get out. You are not a person. For Mahavakya is Prajnanam Brahma, Brahman is consciousness. I am Atma Brahma, this self is Brahman. Tattvamasi, you are that. The fourth one, Aham Brahmasmi, does not say, I know Brahman. I now am a realized person. It says, I am Brahman. Do I get glued on to Brahman? Did I merge into Brahman? No. I realized what I have always been. You are the changeless reality. You were not born. You do not change. You do not die. You are kutastha, as the scriptures say, established and still. Or as Mandukya says, Vijnana Ganam, a homogeneous mass of pure awareness. My problem is not an ontological one. Ontology is the study of being. There's nothing wrong with my being. It's an epistemological problem. There's something wrong with my knowing. I am convinced I'm something that I'm not. Another worldly example. Have you known anybody who's anorexic? Who's convinced that they're fat? Who's starving themselves to death? And their problem is they do not see that they're skin and bones. The solution is not to lose more weight. The solution is to first of all see my perception is deluded. My senses are not telling me the truth. So we have profound cosmic dysmorphia. I have spiritual anorexia. I think I'm a person when I'm not. Aham brahmasmi. All right, going on.
Questioner, I must begin with some absolute truth. Is there any? Maharaj, yes, there is. The feeling I am.
Yes.
Begin with that. Questioner, nothing else is
Not there. How do you know you are you? You do not see, hear, taste, touch, or smell yourself. That's how you know phenomenal objects. That's how you know the body. You do not feel yourself as an emotion. "Ah, I had so much love. That must be the self." No. It comes and goes. It's an object of cognition. You're not an idea. "Oh, I think I'm the self." That's just an idea. But how do you know you are you, your direct experience? You do not see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and or think yourself. Yet you are not unknown. Only the Shunyavadins say, I don't exist. Oh, I'm very, very glad for you. And who knows your non-existence? Oh, I do. How do you know you are you? Maharaj is using the word feeling, but even that word falls short. The Sanskrit word is swayambhu, which means self-evident. Self knows itself, and that's constant. Going on.
Questioner, nothing else is true? Maharaj, all else is neither true nor false. It seems real when it appears, it disappears when it is denied. A transient thing is a mystery. Questioner, I thought the real is the mystery. Maharaj, how can it be? The real is simple, open, clear, and kind, beautiful and joyous. It is completely free of contradictions. It is ever new, ever fresh, endlessly creative. Being and non-being, life and death, all distinctions merge in it. Questioner, I can admit that all is false, but does it take my mind non-exist? Does it make my mind non-existent? Maharaj, the mind is what it thinks. To make it true, think true. Questioner, if the shape of things is mere appearance, what are they in reality? Maharaj, in reality, there is only perception. The perceiver and the perceived are conceptual.
Meaning the individual perceiver and the individual perceived.
The fact of perceiving is actual. Questioner, where does the absolute come in? Maharaj, the absolute is the birthplace of perceiving. It makes perception possible. But too much analysis leads you nowhere. There is in you the core of being which is beyond analysis, beyond the mind. You can know it in action only. Express it in daily life, and its light will grow ever brighter. The legitimate function of the mind is not to tell you what is not. But if you want positive knowledge, you must go beyond the mind. Questioner, in all the universe, is there one single thing of value? Maharaj, yes, the power of love. That's the end of the chapter.
Right, it's a good place to stop.
Oh, wow.
He's brilliant. Always goes right to the heart of it. Any thoughts or questions? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om.